Hello, my dear students. A very warm welcome to all of you in Shri Jayendra Rank Zone. I am your friend and mentor for the subject Principles and Practices of Accounting. In this lecture, we'll continue with Chapter 3, that is Bank Reconciliation Statement, and we'll continue and see the further concepts. So let us begin. This is lecture number 4 of BRS. Let us see the further illustrations now. Illustration 1. Messrs. Tall and Short, Faiz Bazaar, New Delhi, in account with Punjab National Bank, Daryaganj, is given over here. Bank passbook, January 2019, 2nd January. By cash, there is a deposit of 4 lakh and the closing balance is 4 lakh. 4th January, there is a withdrawal of 60,000 and the balance is 3 lakh 40,000. On 4th January, the payment is made to T Das to Das and Company 1,25,000 and the closing balance is 2,15,000. On 10th January, there is a deposit made by J Johnson and Company. The closing balance is 2,50,000. On 12th of January, the payment is made to Roy and James and the closing balance is 1,50,000. On 15th of January, there is a deposit of 76,000 and the closing balance is 226. On 16th of January, cash deposit of 30,000 and the closing balance is 2,56,000. On 20th January, cash withdrawal of 50,000 is there and the closing balance is 206,000. On 26th January, there is a deposit by J. Rai and Brothers 43,000. The closing balance is 2,49,000. On 31st of January, the premium paid as per standing instruction. Withdrawal of 25,000. Standing instruction. The closing balance is 224,000. On 31st of January, the bank has charged 1,000 rupees and the closing balance is 2,23,000. On 31st of Jan, the deposit is 20,000, that is interest collected from the government securities. The closing balance is 2,43,000. So this is about bank passbook. Let us see the cash book bank column now. Cash book bank column. Opening balance of cash 4 lakh. Then we have receipts over here. We have receipts from Johnson and Company, B. Babu and Company, cash deposit, Rai and Brothers, M. Mohan and Company, and Nandi and Sons. And over here we have payments. Payments made to furniture dealer, Roy and James, Dath and Company, K. Nagpal and Company, cash, B. Babu and Company, and the closing balance over here. That is by balance carried down in bank column of the cash book. The total is 723,000 in both the sides. It will be seen that whereas the passbook shows a credit balance of 243,000, the cash book shows a debit balance of 237,000. Just see it over here. The closing balance is 243,000 and this is a credit balance in the passbook. And over here 237,000 and it is a debit balance in the cash book. Debit balance. We shall compare the two, establish the reason for the difference. The reconciliation of the two statements can be done in the two ways. Number one, arrive the passbook balance from the cash book or arrive the cash book balance from the passbook. Let us begin with the passbook balance and arrive at the balance as per cash book. So we will begin with the passbook balance and we'll try to reach to the cash book. we find the following checks are recorded in the cash book but not in the passbook. Therefore, if we enter these checks in the deposit side of the passbook, we will get the balance. As you can see over here in the cash book, there is two entry of Mohan and Company and Nandi and Sons. The receipts are there in the cash book, but there is no entry in the passbook. Mohan and Company and Nandi and Sons. There is no entry in the passbook. So we need to record these two entries in the passbook. So over here to the existing balance 243,000, we are adding the Mohan and Company and Nandi and Sons balance 1,05,000 and 34,000, and we arrive at a total of 3,82,000. Now step 2. Compare the credit side of the cash book with withdrawal of the column of passbook. We find that over here the following checks are not recorded at all. Therefore, if we enter these two checks on the withdrawal side of the passbook, the balance will become what? See, existing balance is 3,82,000. We had just seen 3,82,000. K. Nagpal and Company and B. Babu and Company is not recorded. K. Nagpal and Company 73 is not recorded, and B. Babu and Company 78 is not recorded over here in the passbook. So we will make these two adjustments as per the cash book. So we deducted these two balance. The total is 2,31,000. There is an item interest on government securities which appeared on the deposit of the passbook but not debit on the cash book. So this item could be deducted from the passbook also. So minus 20,000. Government securities. Government securities minus 20,000. Entry number 31 in the passbook. Deduct 20,000. We arrived at a balance of 2,11,000. Now further there are two items which appear in the withdrawal side of passbook and they have been deducted from the bank balance but not in the credit side of the cash book. So these items should be added back again. That is insurance premium and bank charges 25,000 and 11,000. And finally we arrived at a final balance of 2,37,000. Here we can say that therefore we have arrived at the balance as per the cash book from the balance as per cash passbook. This process shows that the difference between the two balances arises only because there are some entries made in the cash book but not in the passbook. They could be in the debit side of cash book or credit side of cash book, debit side of passbook or credit side of passbook, and some entries which are made in the passbook but not in the cash book. A comparison of two shows up. Such entries are then on the basis the reconciliation is prepared. To illustrate it again, let us process from the cash book balance of 2,37,000. Since check totaling of 1,39,000 have been entered in the passbook, let us assume that they are also omitted in the cash book. So this will reduce the cash balance by 98,000. Check totaling 1,51,000 have been entered in the credit side of the cash book but not in the passbook. Their omission from the cash book will increase the cash book balance, that is 2,49,000. Amounts totaling to 26,000 have been entered in the withdrawal column of the passbook but not in the cash book. An entry in the credit side of the cash book of these amount will reduce the balance to 2,23,000. The deposit column shows an entry of 20,000 bank securities not found in the debit side of the cash book. An entry made in the cash book will increase the balance to 2,43,000 as shown in the passbook. So we can also do it in this manner. If you had understood the first, that is good. Let's go to illustration 2 now. Let's go to illustration 2 now. Illustration 2. From the following particulars, prepare a bank reconciliation statement for Jindal Offset Limited. First, balance as per cash book. Which balance? Debit balance. Because this is a positive balance and positive balance is debit as per the cash book. We have learned this. Second, check issued but not presented in the bank amounted to 1,36,000. Check deposited in the bank but not yet cleared amounted to 90,000. Bank charges 300. Interest credited by the bank 1250. The balance as per bank passbook is 2,86,950. Just see the solution over here. Balance as per cash book. This is a debit balance. This is a debit balance, that is 2,40,000 we had took from here. Check issued but not yet presented in the bank account, that is 1,36,000. That means what? That we have issued the check of 1,36,000. That means if from the cash book we have deducted it, now we need to add it again. So add 136. See over here in the add it is there 136,000. Check deposited in the bank but not yet cleared amounted to 90,000. In the cash book we had done plus, now we have to do minus. So minus 90,000. You can see over here less. Check deposited but not yet cleared, minus 90,000. Next, bank charged 300. That means in bank column it is minus 300. In bank account it is minus 300. So in cash also we have to do minus 300. Just see over here, bank charges debited by bank minus 300. Interest credited by the bank 1250. So bank has given us interest, we also need to add it. So this would be add. Bank interest credited 1250. Bank interest or interest credited by the bank 1250. And at last the final balance is given. So 2,40,000 plus 1,36,000 plus 1,250 minus 90,000 minus 30,000. The final balance is 286,950 positive. Balance as per passbook is 286,950. This is which balance? Credit balance. Because the positive balance in the bank passbook is known as credit balance. I believe you understood. Illustration 3. On 31st March 2019, the bank passbook of Namrata shows a balance of 1,50,000 to her credit. Positive balance, and bank passbook positive balance means credit balance, while balance as per cash book was 112,050. Okay. On scrutiny of two books, she ascertained the following cause of difference. Number 1, she has issued a check amounted to 80,000, out of which 32,000 were presented for payment, and out of 80,000 rest of the check is not presented for payment. So check issued but not presented for payment is 48,000. Check issued but not presented for payment is 48,000 over here. Second, she received a check of 5,000 which she recorded in the cash book. There is an entry in the cash book but forgot to deposit in the bank. Okay. Third, so over here if you could see forgot to deposit in the bank, and we are making the transaction in the passbook only. We are doing changes in the passbook. So we need to add this 5,000 in the passbook. See it over here. Add 5,000 in the passbook. Let's start from the beginning. 1,50,000 is the opening balance. We had written this. 80,000 minus 32,000 is 48,000. Check issued but not presented for payment. That means what? In the cash book we have issued it. In the cash book we have done minus. That means what? In the passbook also we need to do what? Minus 48,000 in the passbook. minus 48,000. Let's see the third one, 5,000. We have already done it. That check received. She received a check 5,000 and she recorded in the cash book. So it is plus in the cash book. In the passbook also we need to do plus. That we have done it over here. Third, a check of 22,000 deposited by her has not been cleared yet. She has deposited, so in the cash book she has done plus. In the passbook also she need to do plus 22,000. Mr. Gupta deposited an amount of 15,700 in her bank which has not been recorded by her in the cash book yet. Mr. Gupta deposited an amount of 15,700 in her bank which has not been recorded by her in the cash book yet. So in the bank it is plus, but in the cash book there is no entry. So in the bank also we need to do minus 15,700. I believe you are getting the logic. In bank also we need to do minus 15,700. Let's continue. Bank has credited an interest of 1,500. It means bank has done plus. We don't know anything about it. So we will do minus 1,500 in the bank. Minus 1,500. The next is bank charges. Bank has charged at minus. In cash book no entry. So now we will add in the bank. So add 250 in the bank. So 22,000 plus 5,000 plus 250. The total is 27,250. 48,000 plus 15,700 plus 1,500. We need to deduct 65,200. 1,50,000 plus 27,250 minus 65,200. Balance as per cash book is 112050. This is which balance? This is debit balance. Why? Because this balance is positive. I believe it is clear over here. Crystal clear. Shall we move ahead? We are seeing illustration 4 now. From the following particulars, ascertain the balance that would appear in the bank passbook of A on 31st December 2014. The bank overdraft as per cash book is given over here 6340. This is a credit balance. That means negative balance in the bank cash book. That means bank column of the cash book. Second, just see it over here, overdraft as per cash book. So 6340 overdraft as per cash book. Interest on overdraft for 6 months ending 31st December 2019 is 160 entered in the passbook. So bank had taken the interest, so it is minus in the passbook. What we need to do? Just see it over here. 6340 from plus minus method. It is 6340 in minus. Now the bank has charged us interest for 160 in bank column. It is in bank account, that is in passbook it is minus. In cash book also we need to do what? 160 minus. Let's continue. Point number 3. Bank charges 400 debited by the bank. In the passbook it is minus bank charges. So in the cash book also we need to do what? Minus 400. You can see it over here, minus 400 bank charges. Let's move ahead. Check issued but not cashed. That means what? Check issued but not presented for payment. So check issued, that means in the cash book it is minus. Now in the cash book we need to do what? Plus 1168,000 plus 1168,000 plus, that is check issued but not yet presented for payment in the bank. Assure yourself till here that you understood. Let us continue. Check paid into bank but not cleared before 31st December 2019. So we have deposited a check of 22,17,000. In cash book it is a plus. Now we have to do minus 2217,000. So it is 2217,000. Check paid in but not yet credited or collected by the bank, deposited by the bank. 2217,000. Let's continue further. Interest on investment collected by the bank. In passbook this interest is plus. In cash book nothing is there. So in cash book also we need to do what? Plus 12 lakhs. So as you can see over here, plus 12 lakhs. Interest collected and credited by the bank in the passbook but not yet entered in the cash book. Just add all plus columns and minus columns. So we had added the plus column 2368,000, then deducted these four items. So 11,68,000 plus 12 lakhs minus 6340 minus 160 minus 2217,000 minus 400. The balance as per passbook is 1,44,100 and it is in minus. So just that is in minus. That means balance as per passbook is credit balance, that is a favorable balance. I believe you understood till here. Let's continue with illustration 5 now. On 30th September 2019, the bank account of X according to the bank column of the cash book was overdrawn to the extent of 4063. This means that is a credit balance. This means that this is a credit balance or negative balance. On the same date, the bank statement showed a credit balance of 20,758 in favor of X. An examination of the cash book and bank statement reveals the following. So we are doing this question over here. Reconciliation. A check of 13,14,000 deposited on 29 September 2019 was credited by bank only on 3rd October 2019. So a check is deposited, that is 13,14,000. Entry must be made in the cash book, but in bank it is deposited in the next month. So adjustment needs to be made. A payment by check for 16,000 has been entered twice in the cash book. So we have make a payment and we have done minus in the cash book, but we have done twice the minus. So one time we need to add it back in the cash book. On 29 September 2019, the bank credited an amount of 1,17,400 received from a customer of X, but the advice was not received by X until 1st October 2019. So over here in the third entry, a customer has credited 1,17,400 directly in the bank. In the cash book there is no entry, so adjustment is to be made in the cash book. There is a bank charges of 580, so adjustment needs to be made in the cash book. Bank credited by error 20,000, adjustment needs to be made in the cash book. A bill of exchange 1,40,000 was discounted by X within the bank. The bill was dishonored on September 2019, but no entry has been made in the books of X, so adjustment needs to be made in the cash book. Check issued up to 30th September 2019 but not presented for payment, 13,26,000. So over here we have deducted it from the cash book. Now we need to add it back. Adjustment need to be made to show the appropriate rectifications required in the cash book of X to arrive at a correct balance. Okay, so we have made certain errors in the cash book that needs to be corrected first, and with the corrected balance of the cash book we'll try to do the BRS. So over here, as you can see, there is an overdraft balance in cash book is given 4062 in the question 4062. Point number 4. Bank charges amounting to 580 did not enter in the cash book. So we will enter into the cash book now bank charges. So minus 580. Now a payment, point number 2. A payment by check for 16,000 has been entered twice in the cash book. So we have done minus 2 times. One time we need to do plus 16,000 rectification. So by party account 16,000 we have rectified it. A customer has directly deposited 1,17,400 in the cash book in our bank account but not informed us. So on 29th September 2019, the bank credited an amount of 1,17,400 received from the customer of X, but the advice is not received till X. So we will add in the cash book now because we come to know about this error. 1,17,400, as you can see over here, and there is a dishonor of bill. Dishonor of bill, that is 1,40,000. We need to pay it back. So in the cash book, the bank will deduct from the passbook. So if from the cash book also we need to deduct minus 1,40,000. So over here minus 1,40,000. All these transactions relate to the cash book. So the minus is 144,642. Over here 144,642, and the balance is credit balance in the cash book, that is the minus balance 11,242. This is the corrected overdrawn balance, corrected overdraft balance of the cash book. So we will begin this question from the overdraft as per cash book. That means this is a credit balance. What is the credit balance? 11,242, and we'll try to solve it now. Entry number 1, a check of 13,40,000 deposited was credited by the bank. So in the bank it is deposited, in the cash book it needs to be deposited 13,14,000. So in the add column we had added 13,14,000. Seventh, a check issued. So we had done minus in the cash book. Check issued but not presented for payment. Not presented for payment. Totaled 13,26,000. So over here check issued up to 30th September 2019 but not yet presented for payment up to that date. Total 13,26,000 deducted in the passbook, deducted in the cash book. So cash issued but not presented for payment is 13,26,000. There is one more entry over here, that the bank credited 20,000 in error. So we also need to do that. That is credit by bank erroneously or 6th of September minus 20,000. Credit balance as per bank statement is 20,752. Bank credit balance means positive balance. Note, bank has credited X by 20,000 in error on 6th September 2019. If this is a mistake rectified in the bank statement, then this will not be deducted in the above statement along with 13,26,000, resulting in the credit balance of 758 as per the passbook. But because this has not rectified, and that is why it is like this only. Let's go to illustration 6 now. On 30th December 2019, the bank column of A. Philip cash book showed a debit balance of positive balance of 4,610. On examination of the cash book, the bank statement, you find that check amounting to 6,30,000 which were issued to trade payable and entered in the cash book before 30th December 2019 were not presented for payment until that date. Point number 2. Check amounting to 2,50,000 has been recorded in the cash book as having been paid in the bank on this date, but were entered in the bank statement on 1st January. Okay, so adjustments need to be made. Third, a check of 73,000 has been dishonored prior to 30th December 2019, but no record of this fact appeared in the cash book. So we need to deduct because this is dishonor. A dividend of 3,80,000 directly paid to the bank account. In the bank account it is plus. In cash book we need to do the adjustment. Bank interest given and bank charges taken. Bank interest and charges amounted to 4,200 and charged in the bank statement but not entered in the cash book. We will do that. No entry has been made in the cash book for a trade subscription of 10,000 paid White Bankers order in November 2019. 7th, a check of 27,000 drawn by B. Philip had been charged to A. Philip bank account by mistake in December 2019. You are required to make the appropriate adjustments and then you are required to reconcile and make bank reconciliation statements. So first we need to make the adjustments in the cash book and we need to find the corrected balance as per the cash book. So we'll begin with the opening balance, that is 4,610. 4,610. Over here we have received a dividend of 3,18,000 that has been directly paid into the bank account. So we also need to add it in the cash book. 3,18,000 needs to be added in the cash book. There is a check dishonor of 73,000. So in the bank account it is minus. In cash account we also need to deduct it. So trade receivable check dishonor minus 73,000. Bank interest and charges. The bank has charged the bank interest minus. So in the cash book also it will be minus 4,200. We have also taken a trade subscription of 10,000 and entry is not being made. Subscription cash outflow. So in the bank column it is minus. Cash it will be minus 10,000. Finally, we arrived at this balance, that is 2,97,410. This is the closing balance, will be taken as opening balance in January 2020. I believe you understood till here. Let us try and make the BRS. Balance as per cash book 2,97,410 that we have presented just over here. Corrected cash book balance. Just first one, check amounting to 6,30,000 were issued to trade payables and entered in the cash book before 30th December 2019 but not presented for payment. We have issued a check a check of 6,30,000. So this is minus in the cash book. We have to do adjustment in the cash book only over here. So we have deducted it. Now we need to add it back. Add 6,30,000. Add checks not yet presented for payment 6,30,000. Second, checks amounted to 2,50,000 has been recorded in the cash book as having been paid into the bank. Paid into the bank, that means plus into the bank. Now in the bank the entry is not there, so we need to do what? We need to deduct from the cash book. So minus 2,50,000 in the cash book. Minus 2,50,000 in the cash book. Entry number 7. A check of 27,000 drawn by B. Philip had been charged to A. Philip bank account by mistake. So it is a bank account mistake, minus in the bank account. In the cash book also we need to do what? Minus. In the cash book what we need to do? Minus 27,000. Minus 27,000. So 2,97,410 plus 6,30,000 minus 2,50,000 minus 27,000. The closing balance is 6,50,410. This is balance as per bank statement. This is a positive balance. So we can say this is a credit balance. Understood? Let us see illustration 7 now. From the following information, prepare a bank reconciliation statement as at 31st December 2019 for Messrs New Steel Limited. Bank overdraft as per cash book is given 22,45,900. That means minus balance. Bank overdraft as per cash book means credit balance, negative balance. Interest debited by bank but no advice received. So interest is debited by bank. That means what? In the bank passbook, they had done minus. In the cash book, we also need to do minus now. Just see it over here. Third, check issued before 31st December 2019 but not yet presented to bank. Check issued means in cash book it is minus. Now in cash book it should be plus 6,60,000. Transport subsidy received from state government directly by the bank but not advised by the company. Transport subsidy received directly in the bank. So in the passbook it is plus. So in cash book also it needs to be added. Draft deposited in the bank but not credited 13,50,000. A bank draft deposited in the bank, so in the cash book it is plus, in the bank book it is nothing. So what we will do? We will do minus in the cash book. Point number 6, bills for collection credited by the bank till 31st December but no advice. So in the bank it is plus, in the cash book it's nothing, so in the cash book it should be added. Amount wrongly debited to company account by the bank for which no details are available. So the banker has done minus. In the cash book also we will need to do what? Minus. Over here it is solved by different method because the overdraft they had not taken it as negative balance. So whatever I told you plus would be minus here and whatever I told you minus would be plus here. So students, you don't solve this question according to this method. Whatever method we have learnt till now, that is plus and minus method, over here you solve this question as per previously known method only. You will get the same answer and that method is easier for you also. So it would be in a favorable, you will be in a favorable situation because you only need to learn one single method and you can solve all the questions by learning that method. Let us continue now. Question number 8. The cash book of Messrs G. Gadwadwala shows 8,36,400 balance as the balance at bank as on December 31st December 2019, but you find that this is not agreed to the passbook balance. So this is a positive balance. First of all, positive balance in the bank passbook means debit balance. On scrutiny, you come to know about various discrepancies. First, on 15 December 2019, the payment side of the cash book was undercast by 10,000. Payment book is undercast, so you make the payment and correct this error. A check of 1,31,000 issued but not taken in the bank column. So you had issued a check, that means in the cash book it is minus, in the passbook it is nothing, so we need to add it back. One deposit of 1,50,000 was recorded in the cash book as if there is no bank column therein. A deposit of 1,15,000 is recorded in the cash book. So in the cash book it is plus, in the bank book there is no entry. So in the bank book we need to do what? Minus. On 18th December 2019, a debit balance of 15,260 as on the previous day was brought forward as credit balance. So this is an error. We need to rectify this. Fifth, of the total check amounted to 11,514 drawn in the last week of December, check aggregating 7,815 were encashed in December. That means what? 11,514 minus 7,815, whatever is the figure, that figure is not encashed in the month of December. Let me calculate it. 11,514 minus 7,815, 3,699. 3,699. This 3,699 is to be added in the cash book. Added in the cash book. Sixth, dividend of 25,000 collected by the bank. So bank must have added the dividend in the cash book. We need to add it. And subscription of 1,000 paid by the bank must have deducted it. It must be deducted in the cash book. Seventh, one outgoing check of 3,50,000 was recorded twice in the cash book. So we will add it back once, 3,50,000. Just see the solution now. Bank balance as per cash book. Mistake in bringing forward 15,260. Debit balance as credit balance on 18 December 2019. Over here, it is to be added. Check issued but not presented for payment. It is to be added. Dividend directly collected by the bank. So in the bank it is adds, over here also it would be added. 25,000. Check recorded twice in the cash book. So it would be rectified, added. Deposit not recorded in the bank column. So it is recorded now. It is added. Wrong casting in the cash book on 15 December to be deducted. Check issued but not entered in the bank column. So we had deducted now. Subscription paid by the bank directly, not yet recorded it in the cash book. We will deduct it now. So balance as per passbook is 12,53,619. The rest of the adjustment is done in the adjusted cash book to find out this opening corrected figure. So error for wrong posting we had added. Dividend collected by the bank, so we have also added. Check recorded twice, we had added. Deposit not recorded, we have added. Wrong casting deducted, that is payment. Checkbook entered, the payment made is 1,31,000. By subscription 1 lakh, and the closing balance is 12,49,920. Now a check issued but not yet presented for payment, that was 3,699. We had calculated it also, that is 11,514 minus 7,815 over here. So balance as per passbook is 12,53,619. You can match this balance from here to here. 12,53,619. Let's see illustration 10 now. When Nikki and company received a bank statement showing a favorable balance of 10,39,200 for the period ended on 30th June 2019, this did not agree with the balance as per cash book. An examination of cash book and bank balance disclosed the following information. So over here what we have given is bank statement showing a favorable balance. That means this is a bank statement. Favorable balance, that means credit balance and positive balance. A deposit of, so we need to make changes in the bank statement only in accordance with cash book. Do what other has done. A deposit of 3,09,200 paid on 29th June 2019 had been credited by the bank until 1st July 2019. So over here, the deposit is added in the cash book. Over here also we need to add. Addition needs to be made in the passbook now. On 30th March 2019, the company had entered into hire purchase agreement to pay by bank order a sum of 3 lakh on 10th of each month. Commencing from 1st April 2019, no entries has been made in the cash book. So there is a bank order given 3 lakh. So in the bank it is deducted. In the cash no entry. So we need to add it back in the passbook. Third, a customer of the firm who received a cash discount of 4% in his account of 4 lakh paid the firm a check on 12th June. The cashier erroneously entered the gross amount in the bank column of the cash book. So this 4% needs to be adjusted in the cash book. Bank charges amounted to 3,000 had not been entered in the cash book. So now it is not been entered in the cash book. So in passbook it is minus. Now it is to be added in the passbook. On 28th June, a customer of the company directly deposited the amount in the bank, that is 4 lakh, but no entry had been made in the cash book. So in the passbook it is plus. Now we need to do what? Minus. Sixth, 11,200 paid into the bank had been entered into the twice in the cash book. So twice it should be entered in the cash book. In the passbook also we need to enter twice. So plus in the passbook. Seventh, a debit of 11 lakh appeared in the bank statement for an unpaid check which had been returned marked out of date. The check had been redated by the customer and paid into the bank again on 5th July 2019. So over here, while making the BRS, we need to add it back. We will add it back. Understood? Let us see a quick BRS. So balance as per passbook 10,39,200. Then deposit with bank but not credited. Payment of hire purchase installments not entered in the cash book. Discount allowed wrongly entered into the bank column. Bank charges not entered into the cash book. Deposit entered in the cash book twice added. Check returned out of date entered into the cash book 11 lakh added. And then we need to do a deduction of 4 lakh, that is direct deposit by customer. Balance as per cash book is 29,78,600. This is a positive balance. So it is a debit balance. I believe you understood till here. Let's see illustration number 11. The bank column of cash book of Mukesh was balanced on 31st March 2019. It showed an overdraft balance of 5,000. Overdraft balance means negative balance and it is cash book, so it is a credit balance. This does not agree with the bank statement. You are required to make BRS. Check issued but not presented for payment. Check issued. In the cash book it is minus. So now in the cash book we need to do what? Plus. Check deposited but not collected. So earlier in the cash book it is plus. Now what we need to do? Minus. Interest on term loan 10 lakhs debited by the bank. So in the bank it is minus. In the cash book also it is to be minus. The bank charges is 2500. In the cash book also this charges need to be deducted. So it would be minus. An amount of 30,68,000 representing collection of Ramesh check was wrongly credited in the account of Mukesh by the bank in the bank statement. So this is an error, needs to be corrected. Over here it would be minus. Just see a quick answer. Overdraft as per cash book is 5,000 and accordingly plus and minus has been done to arrive is this final figure. Students, I believe you had understood till here. So we'll continue from here in the next class now. Thank you.